What's up, guys? This is Hylian Mum, and today in Grounded, I'm going to guide you through the Brawny Boy bin. I'll be showing you the locations of the Forgotten Burg-L Chip, the Health and Safety Badge, the Shield Solidifier Badge, 2 Sca.Bs, 4 Milk Molars, and the BBQ Medley recipe at the Wasp Queen Hive. In order to get inside the bin, you have to destroy 2 wasp hives in the upper yard area to trigger the wasps are angry with you status. The wasp locations are here. Then you sleep for a cutscene, and the Brawny Boy bin will be open. I have a guide video for this linked below if needed. For inside the bin, you're going to need the Tier 3 hammer, some dandelion tufts, and a light source for easier exploration, and as always, it's good to be prepared with higher leveled armor and weapons. The creatures found inside are termites, ticks, wasps, and a black widow with whittlings. Let's go. So here we are at the Brawny Boy bin. It is opened here now at the bottom since the cutscene. If we check on the map, it is located right here at the upper yard area in the upper half of the map. And we're going to start by going in here with our light source. And the first thing we're going to be doing is getting a Milk Molar. So this is your entrance here. It'll be a little break in the wood, and as you go up, there'll be a blue wiffle ball, and you'll see this Onyx computer here. So we're actually going to go back by the Onyx letters here into the corner. And if you go all the way to the very far end, you'll have your first Milk Molar right here. That's number 1 of 4. Now we backtrack from this dead end, and we're going to follow, it's basically a one-way path. So feel free to explore, but basically you're going to go this way to the keyboard, turn to the left, and continue this way. You'll see this glass bottle blocking the way, and the wasp hive behind it. So we're going to basically navigate our way to that side of the glass bottle. Turn left down this corridor, go down here, you'll see the jacks. So we're going to jump past the jacks, and this is where we're going to start to see ticks and termites show up. So I'm probably going to just pause and deal with them for a minute.
What do we have looking around us?
Okay, so back here at the end of the corridor with the jacks, you have 2 pathways that you can go. You can go through the box slit here, or you can go underneath the notebook. This is the main path you want to take, but we're going to show you quickly what is behind this notebook so that you are aware of it. This is a one-way path with a dead end, and at that dead end here, if you go around the notebook, is a Black Widow. So there at the end of the hall is Black Widow and her whittlings. At the very far wall is also your second Milk Molar. So if you're daring and you want to get them all, that's where you're going to get the second one located in the Brawny Boy bin. There's also a chance if you break the egg sacs of a Black Widow, you can possibly get the Whittling Badge. That's anywhere where there are Black Widow sacs. And that one is kind of helpful as well. So that's an option in here as well to potentially get. We are not going to go down there because we don't have any need to. Dead end other than a Black Widow. So we're going to backtrack here around the notebook. A key point is that if you fall down here, you need to go back around the notebook and go through the cardboard box. So this is the main path we want to take. We're going to go straight through here. And now I'm going to bring you to a Sca.B next. So here we are actually on the other side of the glass bottle. Glass bottle's right there. We've now come through and the wasp hive is up above us. We also do have 2 clusters of wasps in this area. They're probably the most annoying enemy, so I'll be dealing with them in a moment. But first, if you look over here to the right, you're going to see a large disassembled Tayz T there. That's our first location. We're going to walk back here directly underneath him. And at the very far end here is going to be the Condiment Jockey Sca.B behind this screw. Right here on the floor. So here on the floor underneath the large disassembled Tayz T is your first Sca.B. From here we're going to get our third Milk Molar, which as we backtrack here and we hop back over the nut here, there's going to be a little gap between these and the box here, and that's right where your third Milk Molar is, right here. So Milk Molar number 3 is done here. Now I have to deal with the wasps. So if you backtrack over here, and you come over to the wasp hive again, you're going to see that this is the pathway up towards where the wasps are. I'm just going to deal with them with salty arrows first. Salty arrows are the most effective thing against wasps. I honestly struggle without some sort of salt effect on them because it really does damage. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back to show you the rest of the stuff. So that's the first cluster of wasps taken care of. They hang out up here. So if you jump onto the book and we go up, we're going to see all this stuff here. We got a joystick, wiffle ball, screwdriver, and all that leads here to the pencil and the Tayz T's arm there. So the first wasp cluster was here. The second wasp cluster is on top of that box, so we'll have to deal with them in a minute. But you're going to go basically next onto this pencil and use the pencil to get onto the arm. And as you go up the arm, this is where you're going to need the tier 3 hammer, because as you bust this, you'll knock it over and make your pathway to there. Before we go directly up there, though, we are going to go to this box here, to the sour wormhole container over here. We're just going to tuft over here. And if we go over here, way in the back of this container here is another badge you can get, the Shield Solidifier Badge. So this adds 200 shield gauge to any shield, but only shields. So that's the next badge you can get here. Now we're going to backtrack back out. And our next thing is we're going to basically make our way up to the top box. If you don't have the hammer and you can't knock this down, you can potentially still get up there by jumping onto this box and then using this box, as long as you have not destroyed this wasp nest, to get onto the wasp nest, to then get onto the sour wormhole container and then jump up onto the box. But if you have the hammer, it's a lot easier to just knock that down and you've got a walkway path right up. Now here we will have to deal with the other wasps, so I'll just do that for a quick moment. Alright, so we've dealt with the wasps up here on top of the box. There are 3 of them here, and the next thing we're going to show you here is your field station that you can discover right here. And inside the field station, you do have a file folder to collect. So that's something to grab in there. And here is how we access the wasp hive. But first we are going to basically be jumping down this direction. Now underneath there is the Black Widow, but we are going to jump onto this corner box here with our tuft, then hop up the books and go to the very back where we will get another Milk Molar. So we're going to go do that for a minute. So just hop off and make sure you're tufting down. You don't have to make it onto the books, although if you can, why not? If you do fall down there, you can just kind of hop up the books on the side here. So we're going to go all the way to the back. Oh, not a Milk Molar, sorry, correction. The second Sca.B, Frosting Sca.B, is back here. So this is where we get the Frosting Sca.B, right here. And then you can just basically backtrack. And from here, actually, you can get the Forgotten Burg-L Chip. So once you get on top of the box, you can fall down into this blue wiffle ball. And in the bottom of this blue wiffle ball here is the Forgotten Burg-L Chip. So this is the usually one of the last chips people need to get, but this is really important for Burg-L and your weapon upgrades. So if you can grab this, you're good. Then we drop down, and this is the spot where if you see Black Widow, you want to make sure that you are backtracking around the notebook. That is the way out, around the notebook, and then an immediate left gets you the slit in the cardboard box that takes you to the main area. That is often where people get lost the most, I find. So now we're going to backtrack back to the top. Go onto our pencil here. And we're going to follow our path up here. So the next location and the final location here, although I have to show you one more Milk Molar actually, which is on top of the disassembled Tayz T. But basically, the Wasp Queen Hive, if you jump and you float down into here, this is where you can trigger the Wasp Queen battle, right over there. But to get her recipe, you have to come here beforehand, and you have to rummage on this guy. So this is going to get you some files that have the BBQ Medley recipe, as well as the Health and Safety Badge, which is a really nice badge as well to have. So this is where you do the ultimate big Wasp Queen fight. But the last thing in the Brawny Boy bin that you can get is a Milk Molar, the 4th one, and it's the one I find is the hardest to get. It involves a little bit of parkour, but we're going to try and show you the best we can. So we're going to basically tough down here towards the Tayz T. And what we want to do is just follow the pencil all the way up to this ridge where the raw science is, and the second Tayz T arm is over here. Now, when you're done the Brawny Boy bin, you can take your hammer and you can basically bust this guy in order to knock it down here. What you want to do is just go down on the, not the wall side, but the Tayz T side of the arm here. Because on this side, you can kind of jump up and get onto it. The other side is very difficult to get onto the ball, but this is how you get onto the ball if you've already knocked it down. And from here, we're going to jump onto these wires. And then what the Tayz T has is these ridge vents at the back, and that's actually where we're going to be jumping. We need to get onto there. So after many, 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 many tries and many, many, many fails, I'm going to try to show you what I have found is the best way to get up to this Tayz T. It is still really hard. If people thought the stump outpost was bad for parkour, this guy is terrible. So we're on the arm ball of the disassembled Tayz T. I'm going to go to the wires here. And basically I'm just using my tuff to get over to this bottom ridge here. Now, if you look that way and try to jump, you're going to fall straight down. And if you get to the bottom, you'll get fall damage and you might even die a couple times. I'll show you my reel of failures after, but what I want to do is I find that if I face the inside of the ridge here, right, and then I look down and I just hop and push sideways. Just a little bit though. The idea is that only I have found in this direction can I catch there we go, the lip of this second ridge. If you're too close, you won't quite catch it, and if you are facing this way, you might honestly just slide right off. So I face this direction, and I try to do the same thing with the third vent. There we go. This is the only way I've been able to get up here. Every time I'm looking straight at it or this direction, I am falling straight down. So try to keep yourself facing the inside of the vents here. And even then, see, that way, hopefully, if you knock yourself down, you only go down one vent. So what you might have to do is, like, you see how this lip here might actually hit you and bump you that way? We're going to try to basically push a little bit that way so when we jump straight up, we don't hit that. You can just jump straight up, test it. We're not hitting that, but now we can jump up and move over, and we are on top of the Tayz T. There we go, finally. All right, so that's honestly the best way that I have found to be able to get up here, and I'll even show you some of my failures and frustrations. So, but there we go. Hopefully this helps anybody who was stuck looking for all of these things in the Brawny Boy bin. Anybody who needed to navigate this place, hopefully this gives you a little bit of help and helps you get all the valuables. As always, guys, be kind, stay legendary, and may the Triforce always be with you. Kylie and Mum out. What's the trick? What's the secret? I hate it. No! Son of a turquoise. Good lord.